What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I have watched all of Mashle Season 2, Mashle, Muscles and Magic. It is a magic anime, which I have taken a look at Season 1 already on the channel, so if you want to go take a look at that video, definitely go check it out before you continue watching this one, because it is important that you take it out order by order, because I am going to be referencing the first season in this video. However, Mashle is a 12-episode anime which you can watch on Crunchyroll, which does have 12 episodes for Season 2, all at around 20 minutes each, so you can easily bash it out within a day. It's a 3-hour watch, roughly, and I watched it all within one day, and I have just finished watching it, so I'm going straight from watching it into making this video, and I always feel like that's the best way to do these videos, because you have, like, everything in your head, everything ready, all the raw materials ready to go into this film review, anime review, TV show review, and you know what you want to talk about because you've just come out of watching it. So, Mashle, Muscles and Magic Season 2. It does have a 4.8 out of 10 out of 5 on Crunchyroll, a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 7.6 out of 10 on my anime list. In a world filled with magic, Mash Burn Dead is the only human who can't use magic. He is enrolled in a magic school with the goal of joining the elites. You can also watch this on Amazon Prime if you are interested. So that's what Google has to say. Let's get into what the actual story is for Season 2. So basically it's doing a Harry Potter Goblet of Fire, and doing like a tournament where if you win you'll get into this sort of high-ranking magic system, and we have Mashle being put on trial for not having magic, as that's where we ended off last season, where everyone found out that he couldn't use magic. So he's put on trial, he beats the trial, he works out that, hey, guess what? Just because I can't use magic, I'm allowed. So if he doesn't pass this exam, he's going to fail in school, and he's going to be basically executed. So he takes his friends to meet his granddad, and he basically takes part in this sort of challenge, and him, Dot, and, like, Finn all sort of take part, and they're all in this challenge. They all get pretty far, they all make it to the end, and then a big sort of group of villains, like the main villains, the main evil wizards, come to attack the school during one of the final sort of challenges that Mash has to face. And Mash does take out 2 of them, and then Dot and the sister complex guy takes out 1 of them. We then have them having a final fight with the big bad. The big bad escapes, and then we have a beach episode right at the end as well. And that's pretty much the entire season. I did quickly run through it because this season doesn't have a lot going for it other than the challenges and the sort of, you know, the missions he has to go on to sort of stay enrolled in this school and not be executed. I'm not a huge fan of this season, I'm going to be honest. I feel like the first season did a really good job at setting up the characters, setting up their personalities, and Season 2 kind of felt like a letdown, because Season 2 didn't have a lot of story like Season 1 had. There wasn't like a whole lot of character development for anyone. They all just seemed to be doing these challenges and taking part in this like sports competition, and no one had any real character development, and Dot didn't have that much screen time. The sister complex didn't have that much screen time, and neither did, like, Lemon. So it was literally only Mesh on screen, and again, he isn't the most interesting character. He's supposed to be a comedy character, but even though when he's on screen and he's in fights, he seems to win them way too easily. He doesn't struggle, he just takes them out. It's very similar to One Punch Man in that aspect, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I like it when the characters struggle. I like it when the characters have to overcome something that they wouldn't normally be able to overcome, and I like it when there's that little bit of drama, that little bit of struggle, that little bit of challenge to overcome the enemy. There was none of that. He wins within like 5 minutes. There is no challenge. There is no long drawn out anime fights. It's just simple. It's over and done within like 5-10 minutes. No fight takes longer than like 1 episode unless it's between another character and the villain. Like if it's Mashle, whatever you want to call him, Mesh. It takes like 5-10 minutes. If it's anyone else, it'll take like 2 episodes. Because that's what Dumbledore did. Dumbledore took 2-3 episodes to fight the big bad, whereas Mash took out 2 of them within those 3 episodes. So I feel like all the focus on Mash isn't warranted, because he's just a basic character. There's nothing special really about him. And the side characters take like a massive sideline this time, except Finn. Finn had the biggest character development, the biggest improvement in this season, and he stopped being a crybaby, and he managed to level up his game, and he was managing to fight his own, hold his own, and stand his ground for his friends, and that was perfect. That is what I like to see. That is what you love to see with a show like this. Some character development, some juicy, juicy character development and story. The intro was an absolute fucking banger. Blim blum blim blim blum blim blim blum blim blim. Absolute banger. I've seen it all over TikTok. I did the trend on TikTok. Absolute banger. I watched it every single time. I did not skip the intro once. The ending, however, was a little bit weird. The ending trailer thing, where they were in like a Tokyo vibe area, I didn't get it because they're in like this magical realm, so how were they ending up in Tokyo? I don't know. It was a really strange vibe to see, and it confused me a little bit just seeing them in like a different like landscape, a different sort of area. I don't know, it just felt like the characters don't belong there and shouldn't be there, so it kind of felt weird. I never watched the full outro. I only watched the first like minute of the outro, and then I like quickly moved on to the next episode. But the animation stayed the same as Season 1, which is always good. It doesn't look any cleaner. It doesn't look like it's changed all too much from the first season, so it does look like it fits in the season, and it's not jarring to get used to new character designs, like in shows like Quintessential Quintuplets and The Devil is a Part-Timer. Those two animes do have like a pretty big animation increase between the first season and the second season, so the characters do look slightly different between the seasons, and it does cause a little bit of confusion, but that doesn't happen here, which is very good. So I do still feel like the story is very weak with this one. It is just like a Goblet of Fire sort of situation where they go and do like a load of quests. Mashle obviously bashes them all out the park pretty quickly and manages to successfully get through all of them without too much trouble or too much hassle. And I feel like that just makes for a boring story. I didn't go on my phone. I watched it all. I didn't get distracted by my phone. I was constantly watching it. But I do still feel like it could have been improved a little bit by having Mesh struggle a little bit when fighting these characters. Because he did struggle a little bit in Season 1 when he was fighting all these characters. However, when he was fighting them this time around, it kind of just felt very lackluster, very boring, very nothing, because there wasn't a whole lot for him to do. He kind of just accepted it and just got on with it and won, like, no questions asked. Which isn't the best thing. It's not that good. I'm going to be honest. I prefer it when characters, like, have a little bit of, conflict. And, again, my favourite characters, Finn and Dot, took, like, a huge backseat this season. They weren't in it as often as it was in the first season. And, I don't know, I just feel like the second season didn't hit as well as the first one did. The first one did a really good job at, like, setting the story, setting the sort of world building up, and setting the characters. And Season 2 didn't really expand on any of that. They just sort of did like a little, like they stayed within the school. They didn't really expand on the world building. They didn't like sort of introduce any new characters all that much. We have the new villains and we have the sort of main sort of Council of Wizards, but other than that, I'm not too fussed with the Council of Wizards, and the villains aren't even that cool. We've seen a couple of them before. So it kind of just felt very lackluster, very slow, very boring. It is still a really good anime, and I am still going to watch it and support it in Season 3, so do stay tuned for an anime review when that does come out later on. I think it's coming out next year or something like that, because it has been greenlit for a Season 3, especially with everyone absolutely adoring it on TikTok. But, yeah, I don't have much else to say about this anime. It's very, very short, very nothing. I've got very little to say about it. The voice acting is very similar to Season 1, doesn't feel like it's improved or got worse, so it's kind of still mediocre. But I'm going to put it at like a 5 out of 10. I'm going to put this one in the middle ground, because I don't feel like it deserves anything higher. I don't know, I just feel like this season's very mid. It's very mid-ground. Like, it's alright, but not the best. So if you do want me to review any other animes, TV shows, or movies, please do leave them down below in the comments, and I'll get on them as soon as possible. And if you do want a little bit more Tyler Price in your life, you can check out the link in the description, which will take you to everything else that I have to offer as a content creator. Go check out my TikTok, my Twitch, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Cameo, Reddit, all the lovely stuff like that is in the link below. And if you want to stay here on YouTube, you can join the price tags, press the subscribe button, because 98% of you are recurring viewers, but you're not subscribed. What's that about? Go on, hit the subscribe button, join the group. Make that red, ominous, scary button a little less threatening. Make it gray. Make an explosion happen. And, yeah, there isn't really much else. This video is going on for way longer than I thought, so, try to procrastinate for as long as I can, to be fair, just to get that run time. So how you all been? How you all doing? Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite Mesh character is. And let me know if you made it this far in the video. Just out of curiosity. But other than that, I do hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all next one. I hope you all have an excellent day. And goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. This isn't a Marvel movie. There isn't a secret ending at the end of the video.